Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Okay, so this, wow, this subject is about something that I brought up a few videos ago, which was why I did not like school growing up. So here it is. So I pretty much went to Christian schools from pre-K to fifth grade, and then public schools from sixth grade on up to college. Me not liking school started off when I was in pre-K. Our instructor took us to the restroom, and it was just one of those times, like this was a routine where the woman, she was a woman, she took us to the restroom. Boys had their restroom, girls had their restroom, so she had both of these doors open so that she can see, and me, I honestly think that, I was really good with colors at that age, probably like 4 years old. Anyway, the boys' restroom was kind of yellowish, and then the girls' restroom was gray. So even though there was already a boy in the restroom using it, I was like, well, this is a girls' restroom because it's yellow. So I walked in. I didn't walk where he was using the restroom, but I walked in, and my teacher kind of like, hey, you come out here. Your restroom is over here in the gray. I was like, okay. So, eventually I went to the restroom, and I don't know if I may have been one of the last ones or something like that. One of the last ones. But anyway, the door closed. The door closed on me. And I feel like, after a certain point, the instructor, took all the children to the classroom, and I was left in the fucking bathroom, screaming, hollering, trying to get the fuck up out of there. It was nobody else in there with me, but I did not know how to unlock or open the door. Bet you I learned that day. That was the last time I went to preschool. Did not graduate from preschool. I went straight to kindergarten, went to an entirely different Christian school. I think I was only in there for like a month or something. But anyway, I was there. And then elementary school, I just had challenges with making friends growing up. I really did. In elementary school, I went to another Christian school, and this was a black Christian school. The one I went to in pre-K was also a black Christian school. It was predominantly black people. At the second Christian school I went to, it was less than 100 students there, and 98% were black. But I just sucked at academics greatly. I was not a good speller. Sunked, greatly when it came to test scores. I was below average in math, and English I was average, literally on the line. By third or fourth grade, I was able to read my test scores. And so when we got them, probably third or fourth grade, I was like, wow, this sucks. I'm not great at this at all. But like I said, I had some challenges, with communicating to people. I really want to be friends with them. I was pretty jealous, a jealous child. Because I really was like, how is it everybody can connect to each other except me? Really great people, in my personal opinion, were able to connect, smart individuals, intellectuals, great, athletes and stuff like that. So I was trying to in elementary school, was trying to be up there. Middle school was similar. In middle school, every year I had a new best friend in middle school. Every year I had a new group of people I was hanging out with. I was really trying to make friends where I could, and it just was not working. And it was the same thing concerning testing. test scores, like the standardized testing scores and stuff like that, was usually below average in math and English, same average. But I would work my ass off to get A's and B's. I really would, because I'm like, I need to get the fuck up out of here. Every time I went to a different school, when I graduated from one school, I graduated with honors, because that's how much I worked to get the good grades, because I was like, I'll be the teacher's pet. I'll be whatever I need to be up in here to just pass these classes, because it was really a challenge. I had challenges. In high school, I remember ninth grade, I was like, I had to get away from my brother and my cousin, because we had been going to school, for years by that time. So by high school, they went to one high school, I went to another. And I was like telling myself in ninth grade, so you got 4 years up in this, just get out, just hurry up, just do what you got to do and get out of there. And I was a loner for 2 years. Like, I was walking around the campus by myself. I was still, A's, doing my best to get A's and B's. Test scores were still sucky, but I managed to just still graduate. Like I said, from elementary school, 5th grade, I graduated with honors. 8th grade, I graduated with honors. Same thing with high school, I graduated with honors. I went to 5 universities. Not 5 universities. I went to 2 community colleges, 2 universities, and 1 vocational training school. So I went to 5 institutions in college. Still didn't like school, but when it came to getting good grades, I really managed to pass through all of those courses. I only walked the stage at 2 of those 5, which was the vocational school and the university, the last university. And the last university was the only one I did not achieve honors in, because I was like, I'm just trying to get this motherfucking degree. That was it. Because I was taught that I had to go to school, so that's what I did. I went to school so that I could get a well-paying job to be able to buy a house and a car and have a family and all these things. So a couple of years after I had graduated from the university, I went to UCLA. Did something that was almost unheard of. I was a transfer student at UCLA. I had transferred from Los Angeles Community College to UCLA, and I had graduated in a year and a quarter. So I had transferred in 1 year, and the following year I was walking the stage and finishing up my major. Still didn't like school. What kept me in school, though, throughout all of these years, and it's the same with church, I was very artistic. I was very artistic growing up as a child, singing, dancing, playing instruments, acting, seriously. All of the institutions that I went to for college, I think I would have at least one course throughout my time of being there where I had an art class of some sort, whether it was music, whether it was theater, or whatever. But I went to the vocational training I had was a school called Los Angeles Film School. Shout out to y'all in Hollywood. And I was supposed to be there for 18 months, but because I was also a transfer student there, I finished school in 13 months. I was actually ahead of the group that I was with, the first group, because they had groups while I was there. And you pretty much, go through these different courses in the school, different departments. You learn about pretty much every department in film. And because it's also an accredited school where you take GE courses, I had already taken GE courses, so I was able to be 2 months. Eventually, went 2 months ahead of my group. I would have been 3 months, but I had taken a leave of absence for a month just so that I could stay with them. But I did not like school, mainly because of the fact that I sucked when it came to academics. And when it came to like learning the material, like I eventually got to a point where I started, like I was like, okay, what am I good at? Okay, I could just turn in homework. I could do this classwork. When it comes to tests, I'm like B, C's and D's depending on, what subject matter it is, and or I will learn something just well enough to pass. But yeah, I've always had challenges in school. I've had challenges with making friends in school. My But high school, because of me choosing to be a loner for 2 years, I eventually was like a magnet to people, like really like the core friends that I have right now, the few core friends that I have, even the group of friends that I was with in high school, like we're still friends to this very day. The closest one of my friends is, we've known each other for 17 years. And I mean, I'm thankful for how things worked out for me concerning school. And the moral of this story is that, school is not for everybody. The main reason for me even being in school was because I was very overprotected as a child, which I understand why, because it's a crazy world out there. But school was the way for me to be able to be free, to be artistic, to be able to express myself in other ways. Because like I said, I didn't know how to connect with people very well. And art really did that for me, especially at the high school I went to and universities. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity that I did, have while in school. And yeah. And one of the things that I was not taught, was a healthy mindset. Healthy mindset and wealthy mindset. I have this shirt here. Hopefully you can see it. This is wealth mindset. Wasn't really taught this information as a child. Trying to make sure that you can see it. Wealth mindset. For this shirt, the description will be the link will be in the description if you want to purchase this wealth mindset. Like I said, everything starts in the mind. You have to have a certain mindset to, do the things that you really choose to do. But yeah, I will have that in the description below. And yeah, find what works for you is what I've been recognizing. And it took me until the 9th grade to recognize, like, you know what, I need friends, but I'm not gonna, be clingy or try to have anybody be my friend like I was from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. And then on top of that, I didn't trip about standardized testings as much, but I managed to make it to fucking college, And speaking of college, when my senior year, I didn't get accepted to any schools. I did not get accepted to any schools, because I wasn't told. I was told that, you can apply, and this is for the CSUs, this is what I was told. You can apply to 6 schools for free, but you got to get a fee waiver. Now, nobody explained to me what the fuck a fee waiver was at the time that I applied. I applied to 6 schools for CSUs. I was trying to get the F out of the city that I was in. Um, and I tried, and while all of my friends were getting, letters back from colleges, I didn't get any, none. And it wasn't until my film instructor, he asked me, like, did you get anything back? I was like, no, I ain't got nothing back. Like, not even from the CSU San Francisco. And that was the school I wanted to go to. And he was like, let me hit, like, find out why. And then he found out, it was like, oh, like, they got your application, but you didn't send in a fee waiver. It's like, how the heck am I supposed to get that? I'm like, wow. And this is like in May, and we graduate in June, and I ain't getting nothing back from no colleges. So like, that was a bit of a bummer for me, even though I was like, I really don't care for school like that, but I wanted to at least try to get into university and get from under, like, being so overprotected. I wanted to, see what life was like. I wanted to, yeah. So anyhow, probably like a couple of months later, I went to this, I was a part of this program called Community Build out there in LA. And I went to their building because the building was not too far from where I was going to church at. And they helped me out. They got me a fee waiver from one of the CSUs that I had applied to, which was Fresno State. And that was the only school that I was accepted. I didn't go. And I knew people who went there. I had a best friend who went there, and we had graduated, and my sister from my mother's previous marriage who went there. Literally, all three of us the same age. They went to Fresno, and I did not. And I was like, I'm not going to settle, because I did not want to go to Fresno State. I wanted to go to San Francisco, CSU San Francisco, for a film, because they had a film department there that I remember, if I'm not mistaken. I looked that shit up over 13 years ago at this point. But yeah, like, I really was like, yo, I need to do something. And then while I was applying for jobs during the summer, like, University of Phoenix had their ads. Like, I was like trying to avoid their ads online, tried. It didn't work. They ended up getting me. I don't know what it is that I like had applied for, but they ended up calling me, and I was like, all right, let's go see what this University of Phoenix is about. And because I wanted to stay away from online classes, but they were like an online facility, like online class. I was able to go to University of Phoenix like once a week for 4 hours. I'm like, I'm 18 with all of these adults in this class who are, who have full-time jobs, and they're actually, this schooling is for like part-time, like students, but they have full-time jobs. So I'm with all of these adults at 18. So I grew up fast. I was there for a year, with mostly adults. I think it was like it was one individual who was younger than me, and then another guy, a guy who was like maybe 4, maybe 5 years older than me, but we were the youngest in the class. So I stuck with it for a year, and I got through it. It was multiple groups, but that was my introduction to like the workplace and groups and stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm thankful for my journeys. I really am. But I had eventually received 2 degrees, one from LA Film School, an associate's degree from there, and UCLA, a bachelor's degree from there. So film and Black history. Yeah. But anyway, yes. So the description will be the description. I keep saying this wrong. The link will be in the description below. So look in the description for this. You can see it. It's sunny out here, so. Wealth mindset. Y'all take care. And, school is just not for everybody. It's not. But I managed to get through it for 15, 16 years, because I was just trying to figure out some things on my own. And yeah, stay great.